Hi everyone, it's me, Carol from Practical Mystic. I had no intention of coming on today, friends, and doing a video with you. Was very happy having my cup of coffee, relaxing, contemplating my day, and then whammo, reviewing aspects about my personal growth and the information I've been receiving, my dream state, yada, yada. I recalled, and I don't know how it slipped my mind, that today is April 30th, new moon in Taurus, partial solar eclipse, multiple planets in Taurus, multiple planets in Pisces, how that sets up and relates in my personal chart. And it was overwhelming, and I said, okay, what do you want me to do? I always ask my guides, and it was do a video of what you feel these planets are presenting, and then open yourself up to a tarot reading and reveal for the collective what may be important. And I was curious, and I thought, okay, let's do this. Let me backtrack and talk about the new moon in Taurus and the energy in there and how we can relate that collectively. Right now, on the world front, we're worried about many aspects of life and living. Taurus is all about security, prosperity, comfort, love, help, nurturing, support. We're worried about the economy, we're worried about diseases, we're worried about global safety, we're worried about countries being safe. We don't need to go anymore, you get the picture. We've got the new moon in Taurus right now. Pisces, well, we have the planet that rules the sign of Pisces in its own sign, and that is Neptune. Neptune is a transpersonal planet that opens us up to the higher heavens, let's say. It can be enlightening, it can be illusionary, it dissolves, it's mystical. And I saw that planet as I was thinking about the way I wanted to work with it with you today, almost like stardust. Little pieces of enlightenment or insights that could fall upon us at this time to wake us up, to ask us to look at something differently, something we may never have entertained before. I want to go ahead right now and say, you are aware that I call myself the Practical Mystic. My work has always been centered around practicality with the mystical. It's the let's call it the Star of David, where you have water and earth. And I have a lot of water and earth in my chart, and I blend them both. What I share with you, I always like to have centered around a foundation of truth, a reality, but to be open to the possibilities, the evolutionary process of mankind, capabilities that we have beyond the world. With that said, I believe that this partial solar eclipse is a doorway, is a threshold that we can now step into that is open to each and every one of us. It has been for a long time. And I can reiterate that by the struggle we are still having between, are we in the Aquarius age or not? If we are, how much? The overlapping of the energy of the old, which is represented by Saturn, and the new, which is represented by Uranus, which rules the age of Aquarius. That struggle back and forth. There's all of that, and what I think we're going to be seeing for probably many months until the next eclipse, which I believe is in June. Please don't hold me on that. I didn't check that, but eclipses work from eclipse to eclipse as far as their power, their force, and their energy. That we're going to be getting information about other worlds, possible connection to information. What hasn't been revealed could now start cracking open. Truth is important. Discernment is important. Each and every one of us need to be centered, grounded, and awake to new possibilities. Get out of our slumber, change sometimes the old belief systems, and open up to what vastness the universe holds for each and every one of us. Now, with that said, I decided to go ahead and do a reading, and I made up 6 questions, which we will do together, and it's going to focus on what's happening. What is this partial solar eclipse telling us, asking us to be aware of? How can we understand it? We can understand it astrologically, and we can understand it through the wisdom of the tarot, and that is what I am going to be doing and presenting here with you today. So I have the cards. I'm going to stand up because I want to make sure that they are in your monitor. And the first one is, let's look at the present energy, what we need to look at, and what supports us. Let's ask the tarot to tell us that. What distracts us? That's always important. Best course of action. What is not revealed? I knew that something had to be wrong there. Number 5 is the best course of action. And number 6, the higher purpose, our future. What is it? Let's go ahead, or let me go ahead, shuffle the cards, get centered, ask for the truth to be revealed. Very curious to see what this solar eclipse is going to bring, and the way that the astrological chart sets up right now for this eclipse, for the planets in Taurus and Pisces, the nodes of the moon, it's fascinating. Let's ground it with a tarot reading, and hopefully you'll join me. All right. All right, friends, let's begin with the present energy. And it is the moon reverse. Now, the moon, of course, is, excuse me, that was my, my stool. Now, the moon reverse indicates the, let's say, distortion of our dream state. It is Piscean in nature, and we just talked about that. But the present energy is, there is a lot of misinformation. There's this cloud of deception, possibly, because the moon is also deception. What's coming out of the unconscious in the collective, because I'm doing this reading for the collective, is misgiven, is inadequate because of that reversal of this moon. We'll talk a little bit more. Let's go ahead and take out the remainder of the card. What supports us? The Three of Wands. Our own individual, personal foundation. The work that we've done on the 3 levels, the body, mind, and spirit, is centered, it's strong, it's inspiring, it has force, it has power. So what supports us is, number 1, the individual work we have done, and looking out into the future, into the unknown, because this card shows a body of water. So we've got the water, and we're going to look at that as the unconscious, the unknown, and not being fearful, to be ready as he is for whatever comes what may. That supports us. What our personal growth, what we have done as hopefully a community together, the teachings, what we've been reading, what we know is to be true. What distracts us? The Magician. I did not talk about that. Let me go ahead. Now, thank you for that card. Powers that be. We know that the Magician has to do with the planet Mercury. Currently, Mercury is in Gemini. Super, super strong in its own sign, and it is ready to go retrograde. The Magician is reminding us that what is distracting us sometimes is the overwhelming, analytical, the intellect, too much I have all the answers mentality out there, the one leader or the one energy or the one power, the one mind that is overly active at this point, because I'm in the position of what distracts us. Overthinking, over-evaluating, too much social media, too much information where we're so saturated, we don't know how to use it to make it work for us, to be productive possibly. Okay, what is not revealed? We have the Knight of Swords. What is not revealed but probably will be soon is this, I get a person will come in with information that is mind-boggling, because we're in the swords. That wasn't expected. Now, that really fits into how I prefaced my reasoning for doing this and explaining a few things to you. The Knight of Swords tells me to be aware of hearing, reading about something revolutionary, something different, something unexpected, and it will come in very, very quickly. And it's challenging the Magician. This Knight is challenging the Magician and saying, no, you were wrong. There was misinformation. That's false. That's old beliefs. That's untrue. That has to be taken down. I see that very, very powerful. Best course of action. The Judgment card. That, well, if you've listened to my videos and working with the year 2000, you realize that I always take the 20. We're going to be in there for another 70 some years with the 20, which represents and corresponds to the Judgment card is the best course of action is to listen to your own higher awareness, where you have come out of your own limitations and been reborn, if you will, no longer fearful of how you will be judged by other people for thinking outside the box, or claiming that you're no longer going to buy into whatever it is, the establishments, or what is new, what supposedly is correct, affirmed by the majority or the collective. The Judgment card really also tells us to ask ourselves, what is our truth? Ask ourselves, where do I want to go forward? Because it's saying the best course of action. What is it that I want to do now as I realize I've taken off the blinders, I've had my discernment, and I'm wanting to move forward, and you're questioning at this period of time what you individually want to do, as well as the family. Now we have 3 here, and we have 3 here. We're going to keep that in mind, and we really have 3 also in the Moon card with the images here coming out. We have the domestic dog, we have the wolf, and then we have the crab-like coming out of the water, out of the sea. And lastly, the higher purpose for the future, the Ace of Wands. The authenticity of everyone being genuine, the fire within us to understand our own power, our divinity, our connection to the world, to reclaim that fire, when I think about fire, I think about Zeus. I think about the mythology of all this, that we're going to start over again on a new level, a higher level. That is what that Ace of Wands is telling me. So the threshold and the gateway we talked about opening up this reading is being affirmed here in the tarot, that the higher purpose for the future is the new seed, the new beginning, and a very, very powerful element of wands, which is spirit, which is fire, which is divine. So let's kind of blend all this in. The present energy of that Moon card is the unconscious is being activated. What we're getting is false. We have to have that discernment. We have to check in. The support is your own personal power, your personal growth, your community, what you've learned, your foundation. Trust in it. Look out into the future. Wait for signs, wait for information, ask for it. The Magician, as far as what distracts us, is saturation of disinformation, believing in a limited source or someone of power. What is not revealed is the surprise of someone we never suspected or thought about comes forward and attacks the social media, the platform, the falsehood about it. And again, it opens up to the importance of truth and clarity and understanding and cutting away what is, let's say, rotten deceptive and revealing what is hidden and what we need to think, believe going forward. And then the best course of action is to go through that transformation of Judgment card. And what that is understanding that we're all in a process of integration, regeneration, transformation for sure. This is very Platonic. It can be discerning. It can be uncomfortable, and it usually is when we are taking off those layers that supported us, kept us safe. We weren't worried about whether we fit in or not. Everything was status quo. As long as I follow the rules of what I'm thought, what's been established, everything is okay. So it's very uncomfortable when we decide to come out of that false sense of security and ask for, and again, we're looking at a higher power that we seem to be addressing here or asking for or being guided by. And of course, the new seed for us to plant is to be well grounded in the unity and the importance and the power of our source as we go forward. I am going to end it there. I hope this was enlightening for you. Welcome your questions, your comments. If you would like to do this reading for yourself, here are the 6 cards for you. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you decide to do a reading possibly and you want to share it with me. I hope everybody has a enlightening, easy transition into this eclipse and finds nothing to fear but opportunities going forward and letting go of what has been limiting to the collective and how it trickles down to us individually, and believing that there is a reason for what is occurring, where the negative stuff, the disinformation has to surface, has to be revealed before change can occur. But you have to have it unanimously for that to happen, because you always have that Saturn, Uranus start and stop. This side believes, this side doesn't believe, this side thinks it's right, the other side thinks it's right, and that tug of war has been happening. We all know it, and I believe this is going to be the gateway to breaking that, let's call it that rubber band of indecision. It's going to snap, and we want it to be the best that it can be for everyone, the knowledge to be the best for everyone. All right, everyone, I'm going to shut up now. Okay, bye for now.